Master horse racing with daily racing forms Formulator, now free for DRF Bets members. Sign up to get the best bonus in racing with a $250 deposit match, plus a $10 free bet and free Formulator past performances. Go to drf.com/bet to play like a pro today.
Dan Illman, Mike Beer, kicking off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 at Pimlico on Preakness Saturday with race number 8 is the Grade 2 Dinner Party. We're going a mile and a 16th on the turf. $250,000 is the purse. Let's take a look at this field. Deserving morning line favorite, Mike, from the Brad Cox barn. That's the 3-set piece who ran some big races last year, including a second in the 4-star Dave, a Grade 1 at Saratoga. He had a race last time out that he might have needed. The problem could be pace. Set piece kicks like a mule, but it would be helpful if there was something for him to run at.
Yeah, there's just no speed in this race. It really could work against this horse, Dan, who, from my way of looking at the race, he's just way the horse to beat in here. I guess if anything is going to take this horse down, it could be a walking pace in front of him, and that's what might happen here.
And that's what Timeform US believes will happen. It's the rare gray bar, no speed scenario, and a tone coming off a career best Buyer speed figure. First time blinkers for Michael Maker might be the one to make the lead. I do think a tone is faster than English B. I do think a tone can make the lead, and a tone ran just fine last time out with a good trip in the Maker's Mark.
Yeah, he's been in really good form, and he certainly has enough speed to be, right up there on or near the early lead in this race, which could just be a real big advantage for this horse.
Number 1, Tango, Tango, Tango has enough tactical speed to stay up close to the pace. Tyler Gaffalione takes them out for Jack Sisterson. We're going to watch this horse's most recent effort, going a mile and a quarter at Belmont last time out. It's his second consecutive win. He's really come back firing as a 4-year-old. Sisterson was not afraid to test this horse after he won the American Derby last year, but I like that he got him through his conditions to kick off 2022, and he steps back up in class. Is this distance a bit sharp for him?
No, I don't think it is. I'm actually giving him extra credit for winning this race. Going from 7.5 to a mile and a quarter in consecutive races, that's not necessarily an easy thing to do, Dan. This horse did it. He didn't beat, that was one of those solid looking allowance races in New York last time. It really wasn't that great a field. I mean, the runner-up's a really, really nice New York bred. Soldier Rising, who was third in there, was 3-5. He still hasn't won a race since he's gotten over here from France. I don't know. This horse ran well last time. I actually like his form overall, and I agree with you. I do think he can be forward in this race. So there are definitely things to like about this horse.
The number 2 is Novo Soul, reunited with noted turf rider Junior Alvarado for trainer Safi Joseph. This horse won his North American debut over the synthetic surface at Gulfstream Park. I think ran an underrated race behind Gufo last time out in the Grade 2 Pan Am. Let's watch that performance going a mile and a half. There was a pretty good pace on in here, and Novo Soul was relatively close, while kind of in and behind horses, and he finishes okay to be third, Mike. I like him cutting back in distance.
Yeah, I like the cutback for him. So he ran fine in here. They did sort of move forward with him, around the second turn up the backstretch. So he was close to the pace. I don't think it's enough of an excuse, Dan. I really just feel like at the end of the day, the 1-2 finishers were just way too good for him. He still ran fine in that race. I really liked his stateside debut there, 2 starts back. That was going shorter on a different surface. But I really thought he ran well in that race. I think this horse has some talent.
Here's the morning line favorite and the horse to beat, the number 3 set piece, Juddmonte Homebred, trained by Brad Cox. Florent Giroux aboard at 8-5 on the line. This horse has all the fast races, Mike. 4 triple-digit Buyer speed figures out of his last 5 starts, and the only time he didn't earn a fig in that span was when he had a very tough trip in the Woodbine Mile.
Yeah, that race didn't set up well at all for this horse. He generally likes to sit and make one run, Dan. I guess that could be a real problem for him in here. He's a really strong finisher, though. And, listen, maybe it won't set up the right way and somebody will get the jump on him. I think he's way the horse to beat in here.
Up next is Beacon Hill, and I think Beacon Hill might be a little bit underrated, and I think he might have a bit of upside. He seems versatile from a running style and distance perspective, and he's going to be making his second start off a little bit of a layoff for Michael Matz. Let's watch his last race at Keeneland. Third level allowance race. We see him swinging to the far outside in here. The pace was solid. He comes with a good run to just miss by a nose. Nice to see his Buyer improve to a career best 96 in his first start as a 5-year-old. I thought he ran very well in the point of entry. 2 starts back going a marathon distance, Mike. That was a legitimate pace. He battled with another horse and he just missed to an informed Shamrocket.
Yeah, I agree. He got better with every race last year. That's a pretty tough beat he just took there at Keeneland. I mean, the two horses that were in that photo with him both also ran really well. But this horse was off the layoff there. That was a really good performance, and it shows that he's come back every bit as good at 5 as he was at 4.
He did win at Pimlico at this distance last year, albeit against weaker horses. English B, the number 5's a solid hard hitter. He doesn't win very often, but he's usually right there, and he does have the tactical speed to get up close to the pace. He last ran in the Appleton in April at Gulfstream. He ran okay that day, only beaten 2 lengths. It was kind of your typical English B effort. You know what you're going to get. It's a solid performance. It just, a lot of times he finds one better.
Yeah, he's very consistent, and I do respect the fact that he could fall into a real good trip in this race. I'm just not sure that he's going to be able to take advantage of it, Dan. He's gotten, plenty of good trips since he last won a race, which was last summer at Colonial Downs. I mean, I don't know. If he was, some kind of big price, maybe I'd try to get him in there at that 6-1 morning line. I have no use for this horse.
Atone is the number 6, and again, he is the likely pace setter in a race that really could favor horses on the lead. He earned his first ever triple-digit buyer in the Maker's Mark, albeit with a good trip. The blinkers seem to help him focus and get close to the pace. My one concern about the Maker's Mark, and maybe I'm just picking nits here, is, boy, that was a blanket finish, and I'm not sure I really love races like that.
Yeah, I don't either. He still acquitted himself pretty well in there. Acquitted himself pretty well in the Pegasus World Cup prior to that, going a mile and an eighth, which he may not love. I don't know, Dan. He's just a really good horse. Maker's done a great job with him. He's going to get the right trip in this race, it seems. There are plenty of ways to look at him and feel like, he's just one of the horses to beat in here. I'm just not a huge fan of his.
I got the horse right here at a big price, and that's the 7 Nathan Detroit, who will run in this race. He's also cross-entered on Friday. Just took a first-level allowance at Laurel, returning on the turf for trainer Lynn Cash. Let's watch that race. He swept to the far outside. He's just going to get up late. Jose Ortiz will pick up the mount on this son of Union Rags, who is taking a gigantic class hike.
Yeah, pulled off a big upset in this race, closing this field down in the late stages on his wrong lead there. I guess this would be an even bigger upset, Dan, if he was able to beat this field. He's just too slow coming in.
Before we take a look at our top selections, I want to remind everybody to please subscribe to the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel. All the latest DRFTV video offerings, including Preakness analysis and selections. Top picks time for the dinner party. Novo Soul Mike. I think he's relatively unexposed from the 2 races that we've seen from him in North America. I like him cutting back in distance, and I do think he's tactical enough to work out a trip.
I liked all those things about him too, and I just sort of wanted to find somebody else to try to use along with Set Piece. So I do think it's the horse to beat, who might be pace compromised though, Dan. Maybe Novo Soul can get the jump on him.
I kind of agree with you. I think Set Piece is way the horse to beat. If ever a horse like Beacon Hill is going to beat him, maybe it'll be in a paceless race where he gets the jump on him going a mile and a 16th. I like this horse's upside. His last few races have been good. That was a really heartbreaking beat last time out at Keeneland. 2-3 for Mike. I'm going to go with Beacon Hill, but Set Piece is the one to beat in the dinner party. Good luck.